Sunday. You already know we were here. Wait decided to hop on, chop it up with an individual. See what's the talk of the town is going down the word in the curve. You heard me. Just wanted to hop on, chop it up with the folks in the loc, see what's good. I know the Super Bowl's on. Probably everybody's watching that. The Super Bowl just really seemed dull, so I was like, yeah. Let me see what's cracking. I was gonna be watching it for my lunch break, but it doesn't really interest me. It seems like it's a boring game. I was listening to it while I was at work, but it doesn't really seem like there's much going on in the game. You know what I mean? The Patriots haven't even scored a damn point, and we're in the third. The Seahawks are. I thought the Seahawks were gonna dominate, but they're barely getting by. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. The two teams it's not really all that great. Has Bad Bunny performed? I think he did, because I think halftime is already over. I don't know if he actually went and performed. I don't know about that part. To be honest with you, I didn't even know he did music, bro. I thought he was a wrestler. I legitimately thought he was a wrestler. That's why when I was hearing Bad Bunny, isn't he a wrestler though? Like, why the fuck would they book him? And it turns out he made music, and apparently a lot, right? Because he has all kinds of Grammys and stuff like that. I'm just like, what the hell? I scoped some of it out. I'm not a fan, but apparently a lot of people are, though. Interesting. Okay, so let me get this straight. Is he Puerto Rican? Is that what he is? He's Puerto Rican? Is this? I know he's Latino, but what is he, like Puerto Rican? Because if he is Puerto Rican, then why were people mad that he wasn't going to perform in the Super Bowl? Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. Or did people forget that? I don't see the hype in that. We may not, but apparently people fuck with him, though, because, he has won all kinds of Grammys and shit like that. So, people are fucking with him. The Super Bowl is just going to go after, people that are, like, in the moment trending. So, they're going to follow the trends. So, since he's popping, that's why they booked him. US has Puerto Rico. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so why were people mad that he was going to perform, though? They were like, oh, because he's not American. Like, what? Isn't he Puerto Rican? What the fuck? What kind of shit is that? Like, are you fucking serious right now? I don't keep up with the mainstream music. I'm not a part of the trend. Yeah, I know. I'm in the same boat. That's stupid. Right? Like, they didn't want him to perform because he was Puerto Rican, right? But just like, what? But then he's American? What kind of shit is that? Like, what the fuck? Like, people lost their minds. Remember that guy who said Puerto Rico was a floating island of trash? This world is crazy. I'm 50 and I also don't keep up with modern music. Yeah, like, but I know it's gotta be good. I know it's good because obviously people fuck with it, right? Like, he gets a lot of fucking views and a lot of support, right? So, they love it, right? So, it's just not my type of taste in music, right? Like, it's just not me, right? So, I just don't hear it. But not to say that he sucks, you know what I mean? Like, it's not for me. But obviously people like it. So what the fuck do I know? Oh, you said it during a Trump rally? Oh, Bad Bunny? Did he? Or was that Trump that said that? Because that sounds like something Trump would say. You know one thing that I don't like, though? That people want to put their political message always in a sporting event. Like, it's a game, bro. Like, leave the politics out of it. Like, whoa, about that some other time. We're here to kind of escape that whole nonsense, right? Like one of the players didn't he like show up in handcuffs and barefoot? Like, like, bro, what are you doing? Stop already. Like, fuck, I feel like we can't get a break from the politics no matter what we're watching. It's everywhere. It's like a fucking illness spreading. Did you hear about falling out of or because of the climate? Nah, but I believe it though. People eat. Oh yeah, people eat anything, bro. People eat fucking anything that moves. You know, like fucking anacondas and fucking alligators. They grill them. That's one of Bobby Boucher's favorite meals. Barbecue gators. What's cracking like an Alex Jones? What's good? I give props to the young artist success, even if I only listen to old school. Yeah, I agree. I mean, shit, it's working for him. You know what I mean? Like, I may not listen to his music, right? It may not be for me, but I'm not gonna say that he sucks because I mean, it's obviously it worked for him. He's achieved greatness. It's kind of like when people that hear rap but say that rock sucks, and it's like, well, I don't think it sucks, my guy, because I mean, a lot of people all over the world hear it, and I mean, they're millionaires, so a lot of people fuck with this. So if it would suck, I don't think that would be the case. Like maybe it's not for you, right? But people like to think that the world revolves around them. Like, no, if I don't like it, that means that's what it is. It sucks. Like, my guy, he's a gatekeeper. He's the final verdict. He is the law. What's cracking like it, Derek? What's good? Yeah, like the Super Bowl really wasn't doing much, right? It was kind of like it's very dull Super Bowl, bro. Probably, if not, probably one of the weakest Super Bowls that there has been so far. Like there hasn't really been no excitement to it. Like it's, don't get me wrong, I really thought the Seahawks were gonna dominate because the Patriots, I feel like the Patriots schedule was very easy. The win against the Broncos, I mean, there was no Bo Nix, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, they still, got to the. I just felt like the Seahawks were a better team overall, like in general, right? And the Seahawks dominated their company. They were winning every shit. They were scoring like 40 points in every game, right? But I just don't know why they're having a difficult time. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Patriots defense is good, right? But I really thought that they would, or maybe it's nervousness, because that does play a factor. I mean, when people bring up stats and numbers, they always forget to add in the emotions. That's the most important part, and that's not going to show up in those statistics, right? The emotions, the bright lights, people get nervous. And when you have nervousness, fucks with people's games. What's good, Chicano Malo? Does anyone in SoCal call the city of Carson with a Chicano? Not that I heard of. They were wanting to replace Bad Bunny. Kid Rock? I mean, don't get me wrong. People fuck with Kid Rock's music, right? I get it. It's Kid Rock. I mean, he hasn't been relevant in a long time, right? And remember, the Super Bowl is still, nonetheless, it's a business, right? So it's all publicity, right? So they're going to go for the shit that's going to draw in the numbers. And Kid Rock was actually going to do the opposite of that. As a matter of fact, I think it would have been a big mistake of theirs. I think it would have turned a lot of people off, because he's very political. You know what I mean? Even though these individuals also have their set of politics, right? This guy is heavy with them though, like extra. Ice? Like an ice cube? Nah. Do you like ice? Like ice cubes or like ice? Or you mean the law enforcement agency? I mean, that's their job. They're doing their job. That's their fucking job. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. They're only doing their fucking jobs. You know what I mean? They don't get to make the fucking rules, right? They're just told what to do, and that's their job, so they do it. So I have nothing against ICE in itself. What I am against is the way that they're going about the situations. That's what I'm against. I'm against the way Trump is handling the situation. You know, how he's ignoring judges, how he's ignoring people's rights, how he's just allowing them to do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? I have the problem of how he's running it and how he's going about the situations, but not about them in general, right? Because ICE is needed. I get it. You know, people come here illegally. You got to come here the legal way. So I understand the logistics behind all of that, right? But when you're when you're going about it by breaking the law, it's not right either. You know, regardless if people say, "Well, this shit had to be done." No, it didn't. Not this way. Obama deported way more people than Donald Trump. People didn't make a big deal about it because he went about it the legal way. And Donald Trump is not even close to hitting the numbers. And I feel like this is why they're going so aggressive, on immigration, because I think he's trying to beat Obama's numbers, but he's not even close to reaching the numbers that Obama had in deportation. If you think I'm lying, look it up. I think he wants to deport more people than Obama. He's just not going to get there. Because apparently they can't find any that they're just snatching people up. Right? Because the propaganda they were pushing was bullshit. But people believed it. They really felt like there was that many illegals here. People are funny. We say Carson. Seahawks winning. Yeah, that's what I mean. The score is like, yeah. Endangered in Florida because of the climate change. Yeah, I would figure that, climate change is obviously going to play a big factor in a lot of animals. But according to Trump, it's not real. It's not a real thing. I try it, but they can't tell me what I'm eating until after decide if I like it or not. Because if I know before I pass it, you know what? I think that's anybody, right? Like, I think you would have to let people just first fuck with it and then tell them what it is. Because if you let them know ahead of time, they're not gonna want to try it. They're gonna be like, nah, hell no. Lefty rap sucks, but since he's blue team, no, that's not what it is, bro. That has nothing to do with it. He's just because he's blue team. That has nothing to do with it. Like, it's not because he was that they chose him because he was a Southerner, right? Kendrick Lamar just picked him because he needed somebody who was obviously of Hispanic, because he wanted to get the Hispanic support, right? He wanted to get the Hispanic fan base, for his numbers to go up with his new album, right? Especially him being from, SoCal. So he was looking for the person who was the most popular at the moment, right? Like the people when I mean popular, I mean the younger generation, because that's who he's pitching at young. Remember, in business, you got to pitch to the young. The old people, they just got to deal with it. But the young is where the money's at. You know what I mean? So they got to target the young. That's why they chose Lefty, bro. He was the one that was the more recognizable individual at the moment. Where his mistake is that he wasn't being recognized because of his music, but he didn't know no better. You know what I mean? Because it's not like he pays attention to the music, right? So he just seen that this guy was the guy that everybody was, talking about and the buzz around. That's why he picked him. Who bumps Lefty? Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie and say that that I listen to Lefty's music, right? Maybe like one or two songs, maybe. But yeah, and that's not because I'm hating, right? It's just I feel like he just needs a little bit more work on his craft. I yet to hear someone say throw on some of that left. No, yeah, but hey, like I said, nonetheless, Kendrick chose him, and I mean, it's already cemented, so you know what I mean. But it even works like that with brothers. Like, there's sometimes Dre would put on like some individuals on his music that I'm just like, what? Like you could have had, Ice Cube on there. You could have had Mac 10 Dub C, Xavier. You chose these guys. Like, sometimes it's just like that, bro. I don't know why. Bad Bunny gave the Grammy to a 5-year-old who was Ice from. That's who he gave the Grammy to. Why would he give her a Grammy though? I think she would prefer her family. I don't think how a Grammy would have changed that though. She's gonna be like, well, thanks, but how am I gonna do this? I felt like he could have done if he was looking to take advantage of the moment. I think he could have done something better than that, though. Because why would I want to Grammy a trophy that was given to somebody for their performance? Like, what am I gonna do with this? I mean, I get they could probably pawn it and shit like that, but like if a celebrity were to give me a Grammy, I would be like, okay, what the fuck you giving me this for? Like, what am I gonna do with this? I didn't earn this. What the fuck? I guess the story I get to say this they gave me the Grammy, but I mean, it's not really a big deal. I really don't see it as a big deal for me. Oh, that one time I bumped into Beyonce. She gave me her Grammy. Like, oh yeah, that's cool, I guess. Last year I watched and I felt rigged as fuck, so I can't take it. Leave it now. The Super Bowl. Oh yeah, Seahawks gonna win for sure. Yeah, the Patriots were just like, even for example, the game where the Patriots played against the Texans. I think that was the most fumbles that any quarterback ever that the Patriots the QB did. I think he had like 7 fumbles that game. The only reason why people didn't talk about it as much is because the Texans, Strauss, he fucking threw like 9 interceptions. So they both broke records. Him for the most interception, and that other fucker for the most fumbles. You know what I mean? Hey, they're good players, like in the normal settings, but when the lights are at their brightest, bro, these people, their nerves get the best of them. Nervousness makes all the difference in the world. James Harden could hit 50 points all the time out there. As soon as it's the playoffs or the finals, bro can't make nothing, bro. Be missing everything. He gets nervous. Hey, emotions is a real thing in sports, bro. People's, feelings get in the way. They overthink stuff. They fucking, instead of just playing how they normally play, they just start fucking, bugging out. Like, oh, shit, I gotta do this, man. No, they're gonna be expected. And then, they start overthinking shit. NFL is rigged. How would it be rigged though? Like, because all the players would have to be involved in it being rigged. Like both teams would have to be involved, for the outcome, right? But why would they rig it though? Because like I said, a lot of contracts are gonna be, that's a lot of money on the table that these people are gonna give up, like, because if you lose, I mean, the team that wins, those players, that's the players that every other team wants to start to sign, right? Like they give them big ass deals because they're champions, right? So this would actually work as like an inconvenience against them. The only time I could see it like is if the refs are involved. Like if the refs are calling it, right, and they calling all these stupid fouls and plays and shit like that. That's the only way I could see it being done. But when it's done like that, people are gonna notice though. Like, look at this bullshit that's called. Look at this other bullshit. You know what I mean? They're gonna make an uproar. The NFL's gonna have to address it. And cameras all over the place now. It's kind of hard now. Las Vegas chooses the winner. Nah, because I have seen teams that have pulled it off. Like, what the fuck? Like it's crazy. Like, you can't say that this game is rigged, bro. The Seahawks are legitimately better than the Patriots, bro, in every possible way. Vikings in a big to return. Oh, I know. They did give him. It hurts like that, huh? When you give up a player because you think that he's not good, and next he starts to fucking shine. You know, cold game, cold game. It's because sometimes some organizations they desperately just want to like turn shit around, and they want it to be done like that at the snap of a finger, but it doesn't work like that though. They give people time. Kid Rock is I don't know about that. He thinks he's patriotic. He doesn't know a lot. He doesn't know a lot about America. You know, you'll be surprised. A lot of people claim to be these patriots. For their country, right? No shit about their country. You know what I mean? Like there's some people literally that feel like America needed nobody, and it's great, and the greatness of America has all came from in itself. When why that's not how the world works, bro. You know what I mean? That's so dumb. I like Kid Rock's music, but like maybe one Kid Rock track, and it seems cool. Maybe I guess what songs are trash. Yeah, no, I remember. I remember when he was popping. I remember when people were fucking it with his music, like he was famous and shit like that. At a time that he was buzzing. I had to open my water bottle. PDF lyrics? What he does? Like what? Let me find out. Let me find out that he was over here saying that he was in Epstein's Island. Preachers don't deserve to be in the Super Bowl. Seahawks are struggling against trash. I know, bro. Like, I'm a Broncos fan, right? So people, when I say this, they think it's because my team lost or whatever. But bro, if Bo Nix would have been, if he would have not got injured, bro, my guy, we would have won that shit like this, bro, like this. Supposed to be Seahawks versus Broncos. That would have been a good game right there. I felt like they would have gone at it. I'm not gonna say that my Broncos would have came out on top, right? But shit, it would have been a better game. And legitimately, it could have been anybody's game. Not gonna say like we were gonna win. It could have gone either way. But yeah, it would have been better than this though. Thought some people saying open borders in their countries and have open borders. You can't have open borders. The way governments are structured like now, like nowadays, you can't have open borders. You will fuck your economy up, bro. You would fuck up your economy. You wouldn't be able to sustain your economy, bro. And that's the truth of things. You know what I mean? You just can't have. And I know people get mad and outraged, but bro, no fucking country in the world has open borders, bro. Everywhere you go, if you're there illegally, they're gonna deport your ass, bro. You know what I mean? Even Mexico deports all kinds of people, even Americans. You know what I mean? For other ones that get mad and shit like that, hey, bro, if you were born here and you go to Mexico, bro, you would have to become a citizen. You're not just automatically considered a Mexican, bro. And if you break the law, you're gonna get deported back to America. Even if you have family over there, even if you start a family over there, they're not gonna care. No country works like that, including ours. You know? And that's the truth. Yeah, of course they want numbers. Yeah, it's a business. And if it don't make sense, can't make dollars. Kid Rock is a poser and didn't grow up in the. He came from a wealthy, rich background. Well, I don't know. I don't know much about him to know. Like, I didn't even know if that's the angle he was pitching. Oh, did he say he was like from the Traders? That's crazy. There he's in going from hardworking folks. They too weak to go. They said they were aiming for facts. They're like, nah, we gotta pitch for these. We gotta pitch, the masses. I know, like it. It's good for Lefty, right? Because it gets more people to like now, like, oh, who's Lefty? You know what I mean? I feel like this is where he needs to capitalize on it, right? Like, um, to grow his career. Because this is just the Grammy's just the Grammy. If you don't capitalize on it, the Grammy in itself, that moment means nothing. You know, is the what follows after that is the importance of your career, right? Like to take your career more serious, practice, and now start to like branch out and try to collab with different people, right? Because now they're okay. Kendrick collab with him, maybe hey, maybe it's a good idea. You know what I mean? But if you don't do nothing like to capitalize on it, then the Grammy means then the moment means nothing. Like this is the opportunity to now make something out of that moment. Like, I mean, you could just be like happy with that, right? But young ladies, yes, some say. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, he's a little, but yeah, I don't know. Lowrider only mostly. No, yeah, I feel you, but not even that. Like, there's even amongst Hispanics, a lot of people don't know who Lefty like really is, right? Because a lot of Hispanics don't really mess with Chicano rap in general. You know, most raza will either mess with modern day hip hop or like music from Mexico, like singers and corridos and banda and shit like that. My Salvadorian neighbor bumps old school music corridos. Actually, a lot of Salvadorans hear corridos, but they mostly like hear like bandas and stuff like that, like grupos like that. Corridos are cool. Like they tell a lot of stories, like a lot of trippy stories in the music. I'm watching the Super Bowl in my. Oh, Jeffrey, yeah, man, I knew you were still alive, bro. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it, bro. You had your plan of how you were gonna escape and how you were gonna head to the airport, and man, we figured you out, bro. We got you. Don't trip. Because Diddy says that it's not the same in there without you, bro. He said, who's he gonna share the baby oil with now? Damn, I made it big, bro. I got Jeffrey Epstein up in here, bro. The shark himself, the real predator. What do you think about the San Jose Sharks? Hey, they're a good team, bro. I was actually surprised that they had a hockey team. Actually, it's actually quite surprising that hockey is so big here in America. It's probably been the sport that has been around longer than any other sport. Because people were going and watching hockey games before basketball was even a thing here in America, which is crazy. As a matter of fact, most of these basketball team owners started the basketball team because they needed something, to show in their stadiums when the hockey season was on break. That's when they started, creating these basketball teams. So the hockey teams were around before the basketball teams. Which is a trip. And then they started renting it out to wrestling. So even before wrestling, bro, it's crazy, huh? Because it's hockey, you would think that it's more like a Canadian thing. With me yesterday, FC's crazy, bro. Shadow, serious question. Why are you so smart and all the gang crap is serious smart and all into this gang? Well, one, I'm actually from the streets. I'm actually from a neighborhood, um, and I wasn't always like this. I didn't become like this until, well, when you're put in a box and you have nothing else to do but to educate yourself. This is how you become like this because of the lack of, well, anything else. You know what I mean? But that's not how I always have been. You know, I educated myself due to the circumstance. You know what I mean? But that's not how I always was. So before I didn't even make it past the ninth grade, bro. You know what I mean? So like this is my world. This is all I knew growing up. Like I said, my family is all from my neighborhood. I'm from my neighborhood. Been from my neighborhood since a child. So this is all I know. I got 12 family members from my neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like all my people that I interact with, they're all from neighborhoods. That's all I ever knew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we are out.